Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, Junior, to everyone having a fantastic week. And to those who may be having a bit of a rough one, happy Monday number 4. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us this Thursday to dive into some of the latest innovations from Copilot and Microsoft. My name is Victoria, your CDW Copilot Adoption Specialist, and I'm fortunate enough to be accompanied by one of our amazing solution architects. Wow.
Thank you, Victoria. Hi, everyone. My name is Wael Abdelmajid. It will be my pleasure to be with you today with Victoria. It will be interesting one. Just some housekeeping. If you have any question during the workshop, please post it on the chat. We will take care of all. We will try to answer as much as we can from the questions at the end of the webinar. And if we didn't have time, we will make sure to get back to you after the webinar. And let's start. Over to you, Victoria.
Okay. So let's begin by reviewing today's agenda and what we'll be covering. We're going to be starting off by reviewing agentic AI, what it is and the whys, then kind of moving into agent versus workflows, some of Microsoft's latest innovations and agents, how to automate your workflow, a nice little template guideline, and your journey with CDW and how we can assist with your AI journey. With that said, let's get into it. So over the last few years, we have been hearing a number of different types of AI, from traditional AI to generative AI to agentic AI. When you think of traditional AI, think of your spam filters in your inbox. From generative AI, think of Copilot in Word or Excel, drafting reports or data summaries. But what about agentic AI? What is that? So, agentic AI refers to a new generation of artificial intelligence systems that go beyond simple responding to prompts. It plans, reasons, and acts autonomously to achieve goals with minimal human oversight. Unlike generative AI, which responds to a specific prompt, agentic AI can understand context, making decisions, adapt plans, and take actions across systems. Some characteristics of agentic AI include a goal-directed behavior. It operates with specific objectives and can plan steps to achieve them. Autonomy operates independently beyond explicit instructions. Adaptability adjusts strategies when conditions change. Take initiative. It can proactively identify tasks or opportunities. Reason and planning make some decisions based on the context and logic. So you may say, okay, Victoria, how does that actually apply to the real world? So even think of a robot agent such as delivery robot. Those are following an agentic AI model and even a digital assistant, one that doesn't stop at just answering a quick question, but also performs a follow-up action such as booking an appointment. So this matters because there's a big shift in how we view the world now. Agentic AI represents a shift from automation to intelligent orchestration, allowing for faster decision-making, scalable operations, and reduced manual intervention and a more personalized user experience. So as we start looking into agents and workflows, let's kind of establish a base foundation. So what are agents? Agents use AI to automate and execute business processes, working alongside or on behalf of a person, team, or organization. Agents that exist on a spectrum. Different organizations are at different stages of their AI transformation. Some are advanced and building the next generation of agents with autonomous capabilities, while some are still building out their AI agents to focus on retrieval tasks, experience, bringing their knowledge and autonomous to their agent experience. These descriptions are not official technical names of your agents. They are used to describe the capabilities that your agents may possess. All agents have the same set of components. However, it is down to the maker, use case, and complexity that dictates where it sits across in the continuum. We recognize that agents have been in the industry for quite a while, and this term has been used over the last couple of years. In 2024, it is mostly associated with the right of autonomy. We believe that agents live on a spectrum of capabilities, from retrieval, such as designed with specific instructions, to tasks connected to certain workflows or processes, and being autonomous, operating independently, dynamically planning, learning from the process, the way they adapt to changing conditions, and making decisions without constant human interventions. But then, supporting our day-to-day just doesn't end at agents. We also have workflows. Workflows are an important aspect to helping alleviate some of the repetitive tasks you do. Workflows are a sequence of tasks or steps that get carried out to complete a specific process or achieve a particular goal. Let's look at the difference between the two. Agents are and cannot and are not limited to solve problems, make decisions, and interact with us, the user. Workflows are meant to automate repetitive tasks and processes. When you think of an agent, think of Researcher built into Microsoft Copilot M365, and a workflow is a Power Automation. So a great example to look at, like how do they come together? Let's take a look at this example. So here we have an HR leave request. So step one initially is going to be the employee submitting a request to the agent. I'd like to request vacation from September 10th to 15th. The Copilot agent then collects the data and the details, validates the policies, and then triggers a Power Automated workflow. So the flow then sends an approval request to the manager via Outlook or Teams, logs the request in SharePoint or Excel, and then sends a confirmation to the employee. Another follow-up action is Copilot agents send updates to the employee on the approval status or the workflow to see if it's still pending. I know we've all been there where we submit something and we're just waiting. So now that we kind of have the base, like kind of terminology and foundation of like what agents are and workflows, let's take a look into the latest innovations from Microsoft. Give me a second. Apologies, everyone. So GPT-5. So GPT-5 is an open AI, most advanced AI model to date. It was officially released on August 7th this year. It represents a major leap in intelligence, usability, and adaptability compared to its previous models like GPT-4 and GPT-4o. Here's a breakdown on what makes GPT-5 stand out. So when it comes to intelligence and reasoning, GPT-5 is more advanced with a better understanding of the context and how we can handle longer, more complex instructions with greater accuracy. Whereas when we looked at GPT-4, although it did have strong reasoning and language capabilities, it was also still limited to complex multi-step tasks as well. When we look at responsiveness and adaptability, GPT-5 uses a dynamic routing system, autonomously switching between models depending on the task. So for example, a fast model for quick answers, deep model for complex analysis. And when it comes to our workflow automation, GPT-4 can assist with automation, but often requires a manual refinement. Whereas when we look at GPT-5, it's got a better integration with power tools such as Power Automate, Copilot Studio, enabling a more accurate and complete workflow generation from natural language. And then even when we start looking at data and handling of the integration, although GPT-4 was great at summarizing and analyzing data, it sometimes missed some context from across different apps. With GPT-5's improved ability to pull and synthesize data across Microsoft 365 apps such as Outlook, Teams, Excel, it's making insights more relevant and actionable for you guys. And then finally, what about the output quality? As I mentioned, GPT-4 was great. It produced solid contents, but may still require some editing. Whereas GPT-5 is a bit more polished, structured, and user-ready. So especially it's great for presentations and reports. And to be honest, I did use some GPT-5 in this presentation to help build this deck. But how does it help us in the day-to-day? So how does it integrate with Copilot Chat? GPT-5 brings several meaningful updates to Microsoft's Copilot chat experience, making it a smarter and more responsive and better suited for quick tasks and complex reasoning. Copilot now uses a real-time router to automatically select the best model based on your prompt. So, for example, a quick task such as summarizing your emails, finding files, GPT-5 uses a high thought-put model for fast, fluent responses. Complex tasks, such as evaluating an RFP or analyzing trends, it switches to a deeper reasoning model that takes time to understand context, plan, and verify its outputs. GPT-5 is significantly better at handling multi-steps instructions and will provide a deeper context-rich response. Think of when you're asking chat to help you build a presentation. When it came to GPT-4, you would get a kind of a basic summary and a basic chart. But with GPT-5, you'll get a deeper narrative with more rich image creations. So Copilot Chat is also included in your Microsoft 365 subscription and provides a secure AI-powered chat, but with now the option of toggling between GPT-4 and 5, giving organizations an immediate and compliant alternative to consumer AI tools. Employees get a powerful tool across, while IT is able to still retain controls without requiring additional subscriptions to commit to. And then let's kind of talk about some of the newest features aside from GPT-5 within Copilot. So Microsoft recently launched something called Create. But first of all, I'd like to wish a happy retirement to Visual Creators, which is now officially retired as of July 2025. And we have a big welcome to Microsoft Create. Create is a centralized platform designed to help users easily create content while using Microsoft's suite of creative tools. It's part of the Microsoft 365 ecosystem and acts as a launchpad for creativity. Whether you're working on a social media post, presentation, video, documents, or graphic design, throughout the presentation, I even leveraged some Create to create some of the images and comparison tables that you're seeing now. With Create, you can turn your idea into an image, design, text draft, video, podcast, or survey quickly with the help of generative AI. So even this little purple icon here, I generated that through Create. Create can also help you generate and edit a whole variety of different contexts, including visual artifacts, which are images, infographics, and banners. You can also do some video editing, text artifacts such as documents, FAQs, and newsletters, and surveys, including polls and quizzes. You can choose from thousands of modern templates that help you inspire yourself or even help leverage your company's brand template as a starting point to creation journey. Powerful LLMs, along with the guidance of artifact suggestions and prompt templates, enables anyone to efficiently produce incredible content. Create is grounded within Microsoft Graphs and the files you upload. So Copilot also empowers you to create things that you might not otherwise be able to do, such as a poster or a video. I was actually able to create a video for today's webinar that I had contemplated of putting at the very intro. However, the one thing that I didn't like about it was I wasn't able to use my own voice. So maybe one day I can be able to create you guys an intro by using my own voice. But let's kind of talk about like some of the agents that have also come out as well. So Analyst Agent is another first of its kind reasoning agent for work that can help that can help companies tackle complex data queries. Powered by advanced reasoning models that Microsoft has optimized for a more in-depth analysis, it gathers information and reasons through data using Python to generate a response. Analyst agents are great at helping organizations process analytical problems, as well as taking many steps to refine its reasoning. It's best if users can view the code, and it works best as part of when users can view the code while it's running in real time and check its work. So Microsoft Copilot Analyst is a powerful AI agent integrated into Microsoft 365 Copilot designed to function like a virtual data analyst. It helps transform raw data into quick, actionable insights quickly and securely without needing the advance of technical skills. But like when we think about it, it's a bunch of words, but what does it really do? So We can analyze data from Excel's, Power BI, or different sources. It's going to be using chain of thought reasoning to break down problems step by step. We can also write and execute Python code for advanced queries, such as forecasting or anomaly detections. It can help generate visualizations like summaries and trend analysis, and works with natural language prompts so users don't need to write formulas or codes themselves. It works by putting in a prompt. So for example, say let's analyze a customer churn trend. It will clean and organize its data. It'll categorize it by segments, run calculations with Python or scripts to help identify patterns, present insights with charts, summaries ready for sharing or reporting, and you can even watch its reasoning process, the audit code it uses, adding transparency and trust. So some great use cases would be in, say, in sales. We're looking at identifying our top customers or accounts at risk, marketing, some spot trends across campaigns, data, and customer feedback. Even in finance, when we can forecast expenses and model cost-saving opportunities. And from a security perspective as well, Analyst operates within the Microsoft 365 environment, so it also respects your data.
Hot take, research does not have to equal headache.
Let me show you how I get to fresh insights grounded in my work data with the Researcher agent in Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let's get into it.
Researcher helps me think through big decisions and cull them down into something actionable.
Oh.
Hot take.
We love a good Friday Junior glitch. So it kind of let us segue into our Researcher agent. So not only can we now analyze our data, we also have a tool called Researcher Agent, which combines the most advanced reasoning models with Copilot chat web and work grounding capabilities, as well as other agents to do an in-depth report organization. For organizations. Built into Microsoft 365 Copilot, it's designed to act as a supercharged research assistant for professionals. It helps tackle complex multi-steps research by securely assessing both internal work data and external sources to deliver high-quality, actionable insight. More specifically, it combines OpenAI's deep research model with Microsoft 365 Copilot's advanced orchestration and deep search capabilities to help users tackle complex multi-step research at work. But what else can we do? Kind of like Analyst, it's how do we apply this to our day-to-day? So we can analyze emails, meetings, files, and chats, and other work data. We can combine it with web data and a third-party source, such as Salesforce. It uses deep reasoning to generate structured reports, summaries, and strategic insights. It'll help ask clarifying questions to tailor your output needs, showing it as a reasoning process and shows it as a reasoning process and sources, enhancing its transparency and trust. So some use cases would be summarizing projects, milestones, risk and processes, market research, analyze trends, competitors, and white space opportunities, and even client prep, build tailored insights for meetings or pitches. And from a Microsoft security lens, Microsoft Researcher, just like Analyst, is designed to ensure that your data remains private, protected, and compliant within the enterprise standards. Let's take a quick look at how these are actioned out.
1.3 billion. That's the projected number of agents businesses will have by 2028. I want to show you two of the agents I turn to now every week and that have totally transformed how I work. Our new Analyst and Researcher agents deliver advanced reasoning using ChatGPT's o3 mini reasoning model. And it really is like having a dedicated employee at your side, ready to go 24/7. So let's start with Analyst. Now here is an Excel file that we published as part of this year's Q3 earnings. You can see it's got many different tabs with a ton of data. Let's ask Analyst a complex question about this data. I want it to review year-over-year earnings data to identify patterns in operating cash flow, CapEx, and their overall impact on long-term investments. I also instruct it to present insights visually. It starts by breaking down the problem, showing its chain of thought reasoning at every step of the way. Analyst knows when and how to use Python to deeply analyze your data, even if you've never written a single line of code. Now, this process takes about 3 to 4 minutes, so let's speed things up a bit for the demo. When it gets to the end, Analyst gives me rich quantitative and qualitative insights so I can easily identify the key patterns. Now let me pivot over to Researcher. This is where I can complete complex, multi-step research across all my work data and public data from the web. Let's say I want a deeper analysis of how I can capitalize on the rebound of IT spending to maximize profits for my business. Just like if I delegated this task to someone on my team, Copilot asks a few clarifying questions. Here, I can give it a bit more direction before it gets to work. And off it goes. Just like with Analyst, Researcher shows its chain of thought reasoning as it pulls from both the web, looking for IT spend, data, and articles, as well as my work data, like internal documents and files. After a few minutes, I have high-level output structured in a table, as well as a detailed report on growth areas, ways to leverage this industry opportunity, and an executive summary complete with citations so I can check Copilot's work. It's literally like having a highly paid, always available expert on hand. The future of work is going to be powered by human agent teams, and using your first agent is like hiring your first digital employee. We've got lots more agent news coming, so stay tuned.
So we got to take a look at Microsoft's latest agents, but you may be asking, how do we create an agent? I do want to give you a bit of a sneak preview into the session that we'll be following up in October about how to build an agent.
Create an agent with easy-to-follow guidance to get personalized support. Imagine you're in human resources, and you've got a ton of requests from employees about company policy. Let's build an agent that can answer them for you. First up, describe what you want it to do. Setting some context helps the agent give more relevant responses. Nice! Got this preview screen here to see our edits in real time. A bit more back and forth refines it even more, like what to emphasize or avoid. And the tone we want. The more info we give, the better it'll be at answering questions. Looking good. Can even customize it so it feels more personal. Maybe add an icon or a background. The description and instructions areas are automatically filled in based on the information you provided so far, but you can edit them how you like. Down here, we can add internal or public data sources, like folders, files, or a website that our agent can pull info from. There are so many ways to make your agent yours, including options to turn text into code, create image responses, or edit starter prompts. Done! Give your agent a go, just in case you want to make edits on the spot. Looks like it's grabbing all the right info. When you're ready, make your agent live. Just choose who to share with, or copy a link to send it out. Make powerful custom agents fast, so you can boost business efficiency.
So, although we won't be doing a deep dive in today's session on building an agent, I did want to leave you with a bit of a framework. So, when it comes to building an agent, you're going to want to define your purpose. So, identify your task or workflow the agent will automate. You're going to want to choose the right type of agent, a prompt response agent, a declarative agent, a custom engine agent, or an autonomous agent. You're going to leverage tools such as Copilot Studio via Microsoft 365 and use the drag and drop tool features to define triggers, actions, and logic. You're going to also want to connect your data source such as Microsoft Graphs, SharePoint, CRM systems. And then you're going to also want to add some natural language capabilities using Copilot orchestration to interpret user prompts or even pull some relevant data automatically. Then, of course, you're going to want to test your agent. You got to simulate how users are going to interact with your agent. You're going to validate its response and actions and adjust the logic and data connections as needed. Once everything looks good, you're obviously going to want to deploy agents to your team. You can publish it via Teams, Outlook, or web apps. But don't forget to set your permissions and controls. And then, as we progress, you're going to continue to monitor and improve your agent as you go on. For a more in-depth session, please come to our October session. This kind of segues us into automating workflows with Copilot. So, not like an agent, there's a framework you'd want to follow to help establish your flow. So, steps to automate a workflow with Copilot also, again, includes identifying what you're trying to flow. So you're going to define your process. You want to automate something, for example, when a customer submits a form, sends a confirmation email, and then logs the data, you're going to open up your Power App, Automate, or your relevant app, and go to Power Automate or open Copilot in Teams, Outlook, and Excel. You're going to describe your workflow using natural languages. So say, use Copilot to say something like, create a flow that triggers when a new entry is added to SharePoint lists, send emails to the manager, and update Excel files. Copilot will also even suggest a flow for you as well. Copilot will generate a draft workflow with triggers, actions, and conditions, and continue to customize your workflow. So add or modify steps using Copilot or manually. For example, add approval logic, filters, or notifications. And then, of course, testing out the workflow. You want to make sure it runs to ensure that it behaves as expected. Copilot can troubleshoot errors or suggest improvements. And then, of course, at the end, the goal is to deploy and monitor. Save and activate your workflow. Use Copilot to summarize performance or flag issues. Automating your workflow can done in a variety of methods, leveraging tools such as Power Automate and Copilot Studio. With Power Automate and Copilot, you can do things.
Loving this.
No worries, friends. Let me get back to my train of thought. So automating your workflow can be done with a variety of methods, leveraging tools such as Power Automate and Copilot Studio. With Power Automate and Copilot, you can use Power Automate to describe your workflow in a natural language, and it will generate a flow for you. So, for example, when a new email arrives via attachment, save it to OneDrive, and then notify me in Teams. Copilot will create a trigger for new emails in Outlook, add an action to save the attachment to OneDrive, and add a message to Teams. Another avenue to explore when looking at flows is Copilot Studio. If you're looking to build a conversational workflow like a help desk bot or a sales assistant, open a Copilot Studio. Use Copilot Studio to describe the agent's behaviors. So create a bot that helps users submit IT tickets and check ticket status. It'll generate, Copilot will help you generate topics, trigger phases, actions, and then it'll provide your feedback as you continue to go on. So let's kind of take a look at another example that we all have experienced. Being onboarded to a new company. So in this scenario, we're onboarding a new employee using workflow automations. In this, you're going to want to establish your trigger, which is going to be HR adds a new hire to the SharePoint list or Excel sheet. Copilot in Power Automate will detect the new entry, automatically send a welcome email via Outlook, create Teams channels for the new hire, assign some onboarding task in Planner, share relevant documents via SharePoint, and in Teams, it'll send a post-welcome message, summarize some onboarding tasks, answer any common HR questions using embedded knowledge bases. And in Excel, you can keep track of the onboarding process, generate weekly reports for HR, and even in Word, draft some personalized onboarding guides or contracts. But honestly, me just talking is probably not going to do too much until we actually apply it to the real world. So I would actually like to introduce you to Chloe Chung, who is part of our CDW team. Chloe and I have actually been collaborating over the summer in streamlining a CSV file creation. When creating CSV files for an autopilot upload, we would sometimes need to enter all the serial numbers in line by line, which would take quite a bit of time, if you can imagine. So Chloe was able to leverage Copilot in assisting her build out her workflows, but I'll let her talk about her experience. So Chloe, how were you able to leverage Copilot to complete this project, and how was your experience with it?
Right, so I decided to use a Power App to complete the
solution, but I had no idea how to use Power Apps, and I have no idea how to use Power Automate. So I literally had Copilot on the side of my screen, which I was opening in Edge, and I was asking it a bunch of questions, and it basically took me through creating the Power App, and I was able to build it pretty quickly. And I didn't know how to use Power Automate, so I was asking, how do I create a flow that will create a CSV files using these inputs? And it literally just gave me every single step, and I was able to build it. So yeah, it was really nice.
Amazing. I love hearing that. And especially because since Chloe and I have been working on this project together, I also cover a different part of our Microsoft and Teams as well. So I do some autopilot work. So I can truly say when I've had to manually input hundreds and hundreds of serial numbers in a document, you lose track and you kind of have to start over again. So this genuinely helps with streamlining the process and giving me back time in my day. So thank you so much, Chloe. I really appreciate you and the work you've done on here.
Thank you.
So Chloe gave us a great example of how we can use AI to transform our day-to-day work. AI transformation isn't just about technology. It's about the organization's ability and desire to increase revenue, drive down costs, and most importantly, increase employee well-being and productivity. I can truly say the app that she created is amazing. I completely love it. But let me pass you on to Wael to talk about how we here at CDW can assist you in your AI journey.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you very much. So excited for all these updates and news and new agents Microsoft created, which you can create also in your environment. But before we dig deep, or after this, we want to share with you our experience as a CDW. And before I dig deep more on this plan, CDW last year identified as the Microsoft, the biggest Microsoft partner in Copilot Adoption Services. And from this experience, we found there is a roadmap that we can build and help our customer to be AI first organization. But to do that, you need to go over 3 phases. The first one, it's power envisioning and POC, then deployment accelerator, then a specialized solution. And every customer, according to their experience, the security, the knowledge, and the technical team in the organization, you can pick and choose from this roadmap. This roadmap starts with the Copilot technical readiness, which is high level engaging from the customer perspective, the solution security architect, the IT executives, and start to share high level how Copilot will be designed and check your settings and information. And this is a quick 2 days engagement. The next step will be the M365 Copilot Kickstart, where we start to involve more the business from the customer perspective. So start engage people, executives from different departments, marketing, sales, finance, and with the IT team, with the solution architect, to build the art of possible, to justify to the business the return of investment of having Copilot inside your organization. And on top of that, we build a business case scenario from using Copilot 365 and Agent, which can fix or automate business process inside your organization, which is great. And this is what we are looking for from having AI adoption inside our organization. And at the end, we deliver a high level implementation roadmap for the next steps with Copilot. Then we have Copilot security and compliance and governance. And this is more deep technical dive to prepare any organization before they enroll Copilot, to understand how you handle your data and compliance, information protection, the SharePoint advanced management, how your knowledge and sensitive documents stored in your organization, what's your Microsoft Preview look like if you have it inside the organization. If not, how we can help you to enable the data loss prevention and Microsoft Preview and data compliance, and how to use Copilot control system to be ready to enroll Copilot across all your organization and start to build your own agents, which will automate more processes. Then after that, we start to move with enabling the license and make it available for everyone inside the organization. And the consequences coming with this from change management perspective, how to change the user behavior to start to use the Copilot agent in their day-to-day activities to see the improvement from time and productivity they have day by day. Then after that, when we start to move with the deployment and accelerator, we go with the Copilot chat, which is the main gate for using Copilot, how to use Copilot chat, what's the benefit. And also we never forget the end user, because we need to give them enablement to be able to use this through the training. So we have two flavors from the training. We delivered many of these trainings for the last 2 years for the basic and advanced, which is coming with a lot of information related about Copilot chat, what's the best practice to do prompting, which is the main mechanism to interact with the Copilot, and what's the best practice to do that, what's Copilot agent, and a live demo to see the technology in a real life scenario. Then we start to get one of the champion inside your organization who knows more the business and the technology, so he can drive the adoption inside your organization. Then after that, we move to adoption, start to scale out with more agents using Copilot 365, and reach to the stage of being a ready AI organization. So this is all the three phases with the different engagement. Every customer can be in a different stage or pick and choose what it's fitting for them, but this is how we drive it. In the next slide, we start to talk about the different solution we offer from CDW. So we have different solutions or specialized solutions. So we can have a dedicated engagement about Copilot agent and technical readiness, or create your own web chat bot, or start to go more in agent and control system, how to manage the control system and to configure Copilot from the compliance and data governance perspective, or having even custom AI assistants inside your organization. SharePoint Advanced Management, or what's called SAM. It's another important aspect to configure and to make sure that your knowledge and database from document and portal is secure. And this is also another aspect and a big concern for data security and purview. We have a huge team can support you to make sure that your Microsoft Purview, it's implemented, reviewed, all the settings, it's good and matching your requirements, or covering the Power Platform. And the last one, it's Microsoft Azure and Fabric Solutions. Moving forward, having the three streams, which we already discussed in the previous slides, which is Power Envisioning and POC, Power Deployment Accelerator, and Power Specialized Solutions, Microsoft, they give us the chance they can fund some of these engagement. And these funds can be used in a different aspects, even to use it in the project management or building scenarios for agents or Copilot, help you on the security and compliance journey and data governance, do all these parts of trainings and adoption for end users. And this is covering the different platforms from Microsoft 365 Copilot or Microsoft Chat, Copilot Chat, Copilot Studio, agents, Power Automate, and workflows. And all these platforms can be funded if you are eligible. And to know more about these programs, you can reach to your CDW account manager, who will connect you with our amazing program manager team. They work closely with Microsoft team. So you will be knowing if you are eligible for these. And moving forward, hand over to Victoria.
So that's actually going to conclude. Thank you so much, Rael. That's going to conclude our webinar for today. I know we kind of went over a lot. There was a lot of terminologies thrown around, a lot of different talks of agents and workflows. And I know everybody is on a different spot in their AI journey. But with that being said, we at CDW would love, especially me, to talk to you and help you figure out where you stand on your AI journey. And if you're running into roadblocks or you just have any questions, honestly, reach out to your account manager or reach out to me directly. My email's posted up here, and I would love to help you with your journey. So if you have any questions, we're going to be sticking around for a bit. But for now, happy Friday, Junior, or happy Monday number 4, everyone. Take care and have a great long weekend.
Thank you, everyone.